it's Scott Cullen, editor-in-chief of the Cannata Report. It's time for Fridays with Frank. Before I bring Frank out, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Frank is on location at the Toshiba LEAD meeting this week, and he's got a very special guest. Welcome, Frank. How you doing this morning?
Hey, Scott, it's great to be here. I hope you're doing as well as I am. And we have a very, very interesting guest today. Chelsey Bode, CEO of Pearson-Kelly, comes out of Missouri, and she just told me she just recently acquired a dealer in Arkansas. So now she's by state, so to speak. Chelsey, of course, was featured on the July issue of the Cannata Report with two other lovely young ladies who are either managing partners or CEO or president of their respective dealerships. Chelsey, it's a pleasure to have you here today on Fridays with Frank.
Well, thank you. I'm very happy to be here. And if you haven't heard Frank's humble beginnings of taking the cart through the tower and starting on the top floor and working his way down, I challenge you to catch him on the sideline someday.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, Chelsey, when we used to push machines on carts. At any rate, you know, for our audience's benefit, we're here at the Toshiba LEAD machine in Las Vegas. Very exciting meeting, an awful lot going on. It's been extremely, extremely hectic, action-filled and information-filled. What's your reaction to the meeting so far, Chelsey?
Yes, so people sometimes don't invite me to these sort of things because I speak what's actually on my mind and not necessarily the most flattering or what people want to hear, but I like to believe in transparency and give my perspective, and I've been to a lot of these meetings with other manufacturers that we're also partners with. I will say that my initial vibe was, this is family. It's an invite-only event, and I don't want to use the word cult, but it seems like people are very, very bought in to the Toshiba brand and to where they feel like they've aligned with a true partner. And I think that I experienced that actually last night. I had more exposure than I think I expected to executive leadership and getting to meet the CFO and VP of marketing and solutions, and really just getting people that are interested in coming out of the woodwork to understand my story. That gave me chills because we all kind of do the same thing. Not a commodity, like we all have very different solutions, but they're still all copiers that print paper or computers that print paper now. And so the solutions and the technology, you know, a lot of us, they all do the same thing. And so where you can't really copy and where you can differentiate is in your people and your staff and your relationships. And so far, it feels like they've got that nailed down.
Well, it's interesting you say that about the people. One of the things we've learned with Toshiba is they have such a very strong familial relationship with their dealers. It's unbelievable how supportive they are, and we hear that all the time. We see it in our surveys every year. I mean, they're consistently rated very highly. It's interesting, you bought a Toshiba dealer in Arkansas. What do you feel that will bring to Pearson-Kelly?
It's a new geography for us, so we're extremely excited. It's only 2 hours from my headquarters and 55 minutes, not to be too specific, from a second location. And so I think it's, you know, I did a collaboration with an MBA class at Missouri State University, and they did a study on why do clients do business with Pearson-Kelly and why do we keep that relationship long term? And then they looked at a couple different marketplaces, and Northwest Arkansas was an area that they said, I think the same reasons that people choose you and stay with you in your markets today also will yield those same results, with Northwest Arkansas being kind of the top. And so yes, we're learning a whole new speed and feed game and relationship, and hoping that Toshiba, you know, has the same trust that we have in them today, because it's been a 24-year single line Toshiba dealer, which you just don't hear single line anymore.
No, that's
and
true.
I look at that as opportunity and excitement and getting to make new relationships and understand why they were single line. Why did they not feel that they needed to bring on a second? And so, why I think that it's an expansion of what I feel like we've been successful when we look at the data, but then it also, it was a good opportunity for us to try to continue doing and serving communities the way that we're told people like us.
So we've been here 3 days. How would you sum up the experience?
Maybe my favorite thing, again, is that when you talk about partnership, people want to say foundation is trust, partnership, relationship, and everything, and then you sit sometimes through a breakout session and you're getting product puked at you. And one of the sessions that I sat through yesterday was on marketing and sales alignment. And it was on repeatable processes and how to go to market and talk holistically about outcomes. I often say to our own team, people don't buy a hammer because they want a hammer, they want to hang a picture. So you have to sell to that outcome. And Toshiba seems to have really gotten it with their snapshot framework. And what it told me was more than they've got it, it was, this is framework that every dealer can be using and should be using in, I don't want to say the bad word, but other competitive, manufacturers. So it told me that they're investing in us to be better, being a value-added partner, and something that I look for. Is it self-serving, or is this going to make us better? And then they are smart enough to understand they're going to yield some benefits because they're enabling us to have some of that framework that's not self-serving up front. So that was my most exciting part.
Well, listening to your responses, I'm getting the sense you think you made a good investment in buying a Toshiba dealer.
I'm hoping so. It's all risk mitigation, so we'll find out. But yes, I'm excited.
Chelsey, thank you for joining us on Fridays with Frank. It's been very special to have you. Scott, that's it, my story for today.